so as soon as they have the news on that, I'll release it. So yeah, we're looking at substantiating sort of like get our lungs filled for our squad players and people who are coming back from injury with other clubs. Just in the process of looking at all the options. Joint academy, logistically will take some time to develop, but again, working with local clubs on that, not starting that discussion properly yet. We've had loose talk around it, and that reserve type setup that Ian's speaking about there is one of the options where we can get our players playing on a regular basis. Just what Ian was mentioning there, I think it's a good time to say. I think, and I've already said that the guys we've got coming through, he's mentioned Niall, we've got Josh Ward, we've got Jake Beebe, Ryan Lannan, we've got some really exciting young youth coming through our ranks, and guys, the coach's job is to really bring that through for next year, and that's what we'll be looking at. I know there's been some questions about who's going to do what, but I think we've got a real emphasis on bringing them kids through this year, because they did show glimpses last year that they can stand up against the big teams, and I'm really confident we can push them through this year.
Hi, a number of the fans speak on many occasions about when we do get the penalties and we kick the touch, we never seem to make many yards. We should be kicking 50, 60 yards ahead, and we never seem to do that. And many of us say this, because nothing changes.
Yeah, it's a confidence and a composure thing. Sometimes, obviously, your players who kick for touch are generally in the heat of the battle, so sometimes they just want to get on with the game quick, and they'll just put it in and it'll only go short distances. Your better ones are the ones who generally take a little minute, take a bit of a breath to get fresh, and then execute it there, and they're the ones who generally take the bigger meters. But sometimes obviously you're in the speed of the game and you want to keep it quick, they'll just fire it in and then they'll try and speed it up and play it real quick. So that's probably, I think, why you don't see it.
I just think an extra 20 yards on a kick is the first 3 tackles. On many occasions.
Yep. It depends on the situation as well. One at the back, Lewis.
Just to coaching staff, what's our realistic goals for this year in the League and Cup?
Do you want each one to that, Blease and Martin, or
All 3 of them if you want.
All 3.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm very confident in the group we've got. I know the players, obviously, through coming in here as an assistant and seeing the way they work and seeing what kind of characters they are as an individual. That kind of gives you the belief in the players you've got. If I didn't think we had the belief so that we could go into every game and win every game, then I wouldn't have kind of kept people on. And I won't lie to them. That's what we have as a group, is we're real honest. If people are not performing, they know why they're performing, they know why they're not in the team. At the end of the day, we want to go into every single game and win every game. At the moment, we're in every competition, so we're going in now to win every single competition. We're not just a team that just goes in there and just plays some fun or make up any numbers. We're a team who, if we're confident and we've got the belief about ourselves and we're all on the same page, we'll beat any team in this league.
I think I'm happy with the squad we've got. Really happy. I think we'll improve on last year. We were through together last year. There was like 14, 15 players, all just meeting each other, not really playing with each other before. So they've had that year under the belt. Now played some really good stuff last year and some ordinary stuff, as the fellas already said. But we'll be better for that experience. With only making a few changes. One of them being, like I said before, Lee, who's won grand finals. You know what I mean? We're adding people flash won grand finals. We're adding more and more people who's won stuff. You know what I mean, to the team. Also some kids coming through and line the back. 2 rows we needed to improve or increase was the front row, and we've done that. We've added 3 front rowers and a 9, which we needed as well. So having that extra year under our belt and going again with minimal interference, stable coaching staff and adding experience again, I think I'd expect us to just improve, just keep moving forward on last year.
Like I said, I've only been here a day and really haven't looked. But already, I will say, already in a day I've seen a really good work ethic and a really good desire amongst the players. And I had a glimpse of it on Thursday, and it's sort of reaffirmed what I saw on Thursday, that the guys are really hungry to impress each other and really ready to impress the coach. If we can put some of that with some consistency and then do some of that every single week during the season, then we won't be too far off where we want to be. And you know, I think that's what everybody here wants, is a team that just goes out and gives their best. And you know, I'm sure with this group that we've got, the best will be very, very good.
Just in case I keep Michael there.
My question is to you. First 5 games, first 5 fixtures are going to be the most important, I see. Because if your best marking tool is winning. And Wigan usually slow starts anyway, aren't they? So we should do that. And when the other 4, what better marking tool? Because the rest of the easy games are, aren't they? So we'll be top like that. Play 5-1-5.
It's perfect to be at that one in 5-on-5.
Would be perfect, yeah.
It's like I say, ours is our attitude. We're going to every game and we want to win every game. The big thing for us is make sure that we're doing things consistently well in every single game, and then we learn from every game to improve and get better as well. The guys have got that mentality. I'm not worried in the group of the players that we've got. We're a smaller squad, but we're a quality squad, and that's the most important. It's up to us to make sure that they're fit and healthy to come into the season, so that we can start them first 5 games and pick them wins up straight away.
You see how big teams are they've got. The fixture list wasn't very kind to us to start with, really, was it? You think we've got Wigan, one into Leeds, Saints, big clubs now, so we can pick up 4 wins out of that, or maybe 5. What better way to go? What better marketing tool?
They are big teams, but like I say, we're in every game to win every game. You'll have seen how competitive we were last year in our games in the Super League. If we'd have not had our 6 points took off us, through factors, we'd have still been in that top 8 from there. It's on us to improve that and get better. And if we'd have had them 6 points, would we have improved? Would we have got higher up the league? I think we would have done. Confidence breeds, and it's the belief in yourself and working together. As long as the boys buy into what they're doing and are willing to be open and honest with each other, I'm sure we'll climb up this year.
The Australians have just been over, won everything inside. What have we learned from it? At club level, I know Watson said about signing Australians and etc. But what have we learned? What little things are you're finding that they're doing that we're not doing to make us a winning team?
Yeah, they do the basics really well. They're really consistent with what they do. If you look at the games when they played against England, New Zealand, Scotland, they turn the ball over in the right areas all the time. If you think about the game when they played against England, and England are putting bombs up from 50 metres out and landing on their 30-metre line, they've already got to start into you straight away. So they dominate field position on you, and they just keep chipping, and then eventually they'll break you down. And it's that mentality that they have to earn the right to play. Is then they pick you up when they need to pick you up. Is they're very patient with the approach, and the more or less perfectionists at it. The way they play the game, me and Blease speak about it quite a lot. The way they play the game is the right way for them to play the game. It's England, I thought, tried to play their type of game, which doesn't suit them. It's not kind of our way, and we can't consistently play at that level of how they play. So we need to make up different ways to break them down. Because if you want to go in and arm wrestle with Australia, they're going to come out winners at the end of the day, because they're just very methodical at what they do.
Well, Cronk and Smith and Thurston help. We'd go along with those 3 in our side, wouldn't we? You know, I'd just back up what I said. You know, they do what they do, and they do it very well. But coming back on, I'm a big supporter of Super League and our game in this country, and we have our style. It's no better or no worse than the NRL. It's just different. We have different circumstances. They have 6 months for pre-season. We have 2 to get our players ready in different conditions. But what we do well is we play football. And I love the fact that we do that. And a bit of what I said, how England needed to play, is be true to yourself. And we'll find out about ourselves as a club and find out what's true to us, and then we'll try and be the best at doing that.
This is a question for Lama. You've been on holiday for a year now, so you've come back. I know you're not your best mate as well, so what's the big change since you've been back now? Obviously, you've been away for a year. What's the big change, the big plus of of coming back? What have you seen that's been a big change, really?
I think the biggest thing compared to last time I was here, I think the group of players were clicky, like beforehand, but now it's we're all one big happy group, and there's no egos about the join, and everyone just gets along well. There's a good vibe, and we're a pretty young squad, so it's exciting times ahead, and looking forward to next year.
Lee, what did you think when the fixtures came out and the first game was against Wigan?
Chuffed.
Well, I hope you're even more chuffed at the end of the game.
Yeah, it'll be a weird one. Like I say, I've probably been with 10 or 12 of them players since I was 16, so it'll be weird playing against them, but like I say, I can't wait to get started now. The tough work's getting done now, so I'm preparing myself the best I can for that game. I'm sure I'll get a bit more attention off a few of them, but yeah, I can't wait.
Well, I hope Lama looks after you as well when you're out on that part when they come in for you.
Any more questions, guys? Well, the mics are out.
Hello. You talk about a lot about winning mentalities and culture. Do you think going through what we went through in the £1 million game is going to help the squad build, and we'll see what happens the next season? Also, Ian W, sorry.
Yeah, 100%. I've been in a relegation with Salford as well, and the kind of drive you get, or kind of how it puts it black and white for you in your kind of career being on the line and stuff like that. Their games, the big games, and you want to play in big games, but you don't want to play in that game. So it kind of gives you a different drive and a different mentality that you want to play and you want to win and you want to achieve things, and that you don't want to be in that game again, in the £1 million game. Yeah, the £1 million game, somebody said before, the hope it's played again. I don't. It's been and gone. I don't want to be in a £1 million game next year. I want to be playing for a grand final next year. Okay? And it's, like I said, that £1 million game was a great result for us. Okay? But it was a bad game to be involved in. Okay? And we got put in that situation, but then we didn't help it with our performances against the Broncos and things like that. But the pressure at the bottom end of the table is completely something different than you'll ever feel at the top end of the table. Because at the top end of the table, everyone wants to play. Everyone's going to enjoy them games. If you come runner up in a grand final, you've still had a great season. If you come runner up in a £1 million game, you ain't had a great season. And then it's not nice to be on the end of that as well. So a definite collectiveness within the group and a drive to never be involved in a game like that again should give your group something extra and some kind of extra desire to make sure that you're definitely not involved in it.
What did you take out of it as a coach, though? What did you take from it?
Characters is a big one. You understand your characters. When you're in a big adversity, you see people's characters in action, and people will stand up for you, people will stand up for your group as well. And you kind of see the ones who will do that throughout the week in the way that the leaders go. We're pretty privileged, to be fair, at the moment. We've had some good leaders in our group. At the end of last year, Mark Flanagan was unbelievable at standing up for you and leading the team. Luke Burgess came across and kind of tried to generate that within our group as well and lead from the front as well. We've got people like Junior. Junior's probably a real good pro, a model pro, to be fair, is the way he kind of prepares himself, the way he looks after some of the younger lads and gets them to look at videos. He's one of the first people in the morning. He looks at the computer and he'll be looking at stuff, and then he'll get the younger lads in there as well. And it's them kind of characters you want to harness and you want to create teams around. And it's important that the more of them we have, the better. That was why it was a big one with bringing people like Lama back, bringing Moss back in, bringing Moss back in for the first time, should I say, because we know the leaders. I'm very meticulous in kind of researching people, and finding out what they're about and whether they will fit this group. If they don't fit this group, I won't entertain them. We've got to fit. I was here last time, lucky enough to be here when Lama was here last time, and there was things about Lama's character that I really liked. Lama's was that he wasn't enjoying his football. We get him to enjoy his football this time and get him fit and healthy, and he can be as good as any prop in this league.